Hello and welcome to another episode of Café 21. I'm your host, Ross Crawford, and in the hot seat today we have not one, not two, not three, but four very special guests. Our amazing guests today have been part of the STGC family for over a year, and despite all their commitments have found time to take on yet another challenge by running in the 2021 Virgin Media London Marathon. They took on the daunting challenge in support of the Kiyan Prince Foundation and Mark Prince to raise funds and awareness for an important cause and our partners here at STGC. Now with the event in 26.2 miles firmly in the rearview mirror, we thought it'd be fun to introduce our four runners and interview them to get their reactions to such an amazing event. So welcome to the hot seat, Yoni, Carlos, Kyle, and Amelia. How are you guys?
I'm very good, thank you.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much, Ross. Very well, thanks. Recovered by now.
Yeah, same. Doing well after a very long run.
Well, smashing. So you guys know the drill now. We're actually going to do a couple more questions. So we've got 4 questions for you guys this time. So it's going to be 4 answers. Are you guys all ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Yes.
Bring it on.
Brilliant. So the marathon is a real spectacle in London. What was the atmosphere like on the day of the event, especially after all the events that have transpired in the last 18 months or so?
But yeah, the atmosphere was really, really amazing. Like people singing, dancing. I saw like people like playing drums, various instruments. People like, like kind of emceeing from their house balcony on the street as people run by. And yeah, like you said, after the year that we've had, it was kind of a really, really good experience, and kind of just everyone coming together and just literally just random strangers like cheering you on, like saying, "Oh, you're a champ, you can do it, keep going." Yeah, it was really amazing.
I think the most important thing and the most intriguing thing for me was the partnership between STGC and Kiyan Prince Foundation. I believe the mandates that we had that motivated us to run the marathon was quite a heavy one, in as much as it was an inspiring one as well. So in as much as we got the fans saying you can do it, even when you feel like walking and there's a kid standing there, be like, hey, give me a high five, you can do it, you're a champion. And you just can't stop, you just want to go. So yeah, it was a good experience, and we running and raising funds for your purpose, your destiny mission for Kiyan Prince Foundation was quite something massive for us.
Fantastic event. Really, really brilliant. I think even as a, forget about taking part, but as a spectator, it's so good to, you really feel that community feeling when you're going past different towns across London. You really feel that sense of community, and especially after the year we've had with COVID, lockdown and people sort of being kind of caged. I think it was really, really fantastic to get everyone out in the streets, supporting such a great event. And what I really love about it is like I said, is the sense of community, is the fact that you see little children giving you high fives, giving you sweets, giving you drinks, giving you fruits, and sort of really sort of pushing you on with flyers, homemade flyers. And you'll see bands out in the street, you see people putting music on their balconies, and it's sort of really fantastic support. And I think that's one of the things that kind of keeps you going in the marathon. So I really love that buzz. For me, that's what makes the London Marathon.
So it was absolutely amazing. It was very much like a festival. We had loads of crowds on the side cheering you on, and there was so many different types of music and so many different types of people, and it was just honestly incredible. I thought I was literally on the top of the world. It was honestly the best day of 2021.
Cool, brilliant. And so a lot of hours must go into the preparation for the marathon, although I hear, Kyle, you had a lot less hours to prepare than the rest of the runners. But then let alone running the event itself, which of course takes hours on the day. For someone who hasn't run the marathon before, what is the challenge like, both physically and mentally?
Yeah, like you said, I did not have very much preparation time. Another member of the team unfortunately got COVID, so I had to fill in literally last minute. I was told on Tuesday that I was going to be running on Sunday. So yeah, that was my preparation time. Literally nothing too physical. It was all mental, I think. Just kind of preparing myself to run a marathon, something I've never done. Haven't even been on a run in, I don't even know how long. But yeah, I think it was a very challenging experience. As someone who's obviously not really a runner. But I think for my first marathon to be kind of the London marathon, you know, and kind of the prestige that it holds, you just kind of get like caught up in the moment. Because by the end of it, like my knees, my foot, like everyone was in pain. Yeah, it was an intense experience, but something I definitely enjoyed. Yeah.
You're well done to Cal, you know, because I can't imagine him just waking up just a couple of days and decided to run a marathon. And for myself and Amelia, we already knew from the beginning of the year that we wanted to. We weren't ready, but we knew that we wanted to run the marathon. So obviously, we had Clara, who was trying to coach us, telling us, go, giving everybody a target every week. And unfortunately, on my side, I couldn't even meet any of the week's target. So it came as a surprise when I had to do the half marathon, obviously, because our founder had COVID, and in the same respect where Cal had to jump in as well. So I'd say preparation in general, it wasn't quite technical. It wasn't quite like that of an athlete. It was a bit kind of easy, trying to enjoy the process, trying to get prepared, not get prepared, and knowing that there's few weeks ahead, there's going to be a marathon for you. So it was a bit kind of funny feeling, excitement feeling. But yeah, I personally decided to do a few runs while I was getting closer, even though I had a knee injury from my half marathon. I wasn't quite sure, but I remember Carlos saying, somebody saying, so he had overheard somebody saying, how the hell did he even try to get himself in this race? You know, when you get into the whole thing, you get about 22 miles, when you feel too much exhausted and you question yourself, why did I even decide to sign up for this thing? It was quite a funny experience, but yeah, I think the goal was to finish it, and well done to us, we did it.
Even though I've had a few more weeks than Carl to prepare, it still felt like he maybe wasn't enough. And I am a runner myself, so I usually I think that's one of the things that kind of definitely helped me, is the fact that I usually run. It is my second marathon. I've done it before, so I knew what to expect. And for the first one, I've definitely had a lot more weeks to prepare. For this one, yes, the mental strength behind it, your preparation behind it, a lot of it sort of comes from your mind, and I do, at least for me, I do feel like the people that come to cheer you on definitely have an impact in getting you going and keeping you going, and that definitely helps. But it is a test of endurance. There are times that you feel like you have to walk, or you question yourself, why am I doing it? But like Yoni said earlier, the fact that we're supporting such a great charity with the Kiyan Prince Foundation, and doing it on behalf of SportsTech Global Conference 2021, you definitely you keep that at the back of your mind at all times when you need that extra push, and that's where you sort of find how resilient you are, and how your body can sort of take that kind of endurance throughout the whole course of the marathon. But yes, it is a fantastic day. No matter how hard you prepare and how well you think you prepare, on the day is what's going to make you. It's how you feel on the day. So definitely feeling that buzz from people and from your teammates as well. It's great. And I must say, all of us, Yoni, Kyle, Amelia, myself, we got together just before the run, and we sort of, doing little videos and high fives and cheering each other on. And I think that's the spirit you want to feel before you go into a test like that. So it was absolutely fantastic from my point of view.
On the day, I felt okay, which is really weird. I felt at probably about mile 7, I was like, you know what? I've got this. I've got this, I can run it all, you know, and bear in mind, I've never done that before. I've not even run a half marathon. And then it got to like mile 13 after my interview that my hip went and I'd sort of torn like a tendon in my hip, and it was so painful, and I tried to run on it and stuff, but so physically I couldn't continue, but I walked the rest of it, so I did continue, but running I didn't continue. And that sort of, I was very gutted by that, to be honest, because mentally I felt still there. So I think on the preparation side, I did more physical than mental preparation, but on the day I was actually more mentally strong than physical because I had an injury. But yeah, it was so good. I absolutely loved it.
Now, each of you, I'm sure, have your own reasons as to why you would run the marathon and put yourselves through that physical hardship and that mental hardship. But at the same time, I'm sure a lot of the reasons overlap. But for each one of you, why did you just personally decide to run the marathon?
To be honest, I think I just wanted to, like, obviously I play football, so I'm kind of, you know, still in good physical shape. But I just wanted to challenge myself, really, just to say that I can just, you know, challenge myself, really, say I can do it. Like there's this really famous Kenyan runner, Eliud Kipchoge, and his kind of like motto is, you know, no human is limited. So I kind of approached this marathon with that in mind, of like no human is limited, just testing my body, testing my limits, running a marathon with zero prep, just to be able to say I've done that, even though like when I was running it, I did feel like, oh my goodness, this is the worst thing I've ever done. I was regretting my choice, but you know, you just keep going, persevering, and it really does like test your mental strength as well. So yeah, I think that's just something I wanted to really test in myself, just to see that if I put my mind to something, I'll see it through to the end, no matter what, despite the odds, despite the challenges, obstacles. Yeah, just seeing it through till the end. And yeah, that was the main reason. And then obviously the charity Kiyan Prince Foundation that we're trying to raise funds for was also a very brilliant cause as well. So yeah, all those things in my mind just helped push me towards the finish line.
Yeah, for me, it was three things. I said, first of all, STGC, I know we've come quite a long way. And as I know, our founder Shireen is quite keen when it comes to philanthropy as part of our three pillars, giving back to society. So partnering with Kiyan Prince Foundation in that regard was a big thing for me. I feel like there was an opportunity for us to utilize this charity and run this race to raise money for them. So at the end of the day, we're able to meet our target when it comes to, as part of our duties when it comes to philanthropy. So that was a big tick for me, trying to raise money for Kiyan Prince Foundation to be able to reach 100,000 students across London, which will go a long way to change mindset, especially when it comes to knife crimes and gangs really around the city. Secondly, I was motivated by Shireen, somebody who had COVID in a hospital, and trying to communicate, trying to arrange things here and there. So it could tell me, look, if somebody is lying down in their sick bed, is able to put things together, what happens to you that you're able to at least take a walk from your house to the office? You can do more. So I was like, even if I have a knee injury, I'm still going to. And I told Carlos, I'm going to walk it. From the beginning, I always said, I'm going to walk this marathon. And I ended up running for almost about 16 miles before I decided to just walk and jog. So, and finally, obviously, because of our partnerships that we are trying to create, you're not just looking at the short term, you're looking at the long term. So you're looking out to reach out to further and more charities in the future. And personally, preparing myself for something that seems greater than yourself. I've never thought I was ever going to run a marathon. So doing this was a big milestone for me as a person. So yeah, it gives me the perception that, yeah, as Carl said, you can really do whatever you put your mind to.
First and foremost, did it for such a good charity, the Kiyan Prince Foundation, such a relevant charity as well, because of the work they do in London currently, and how they came to exist in terms of, knife crime is we've definitely seen soaring in London in the last few years. So it's a charity that's trying to fight that. So from that point of view, I think it was very relevant for me to try and help the Kiyan Prince Foundation. Secondly, to get involved with SportsTech Global Conference. We're trying to raise awareness for the conference. It's one of the, like Yoni said, is one of the pillars is the philanthropy angle, where we work with different charities and support different charities. So it's definitely part of that. Definitely one of the reasons why I wanted to get involved with as well was to raise awareness for SportsTech Global Conference, and also personally for me is to prove that I can still do it. I'm quite competitive myself, and to prove to my own self that I could still do it. The first time I did it was sort of 6 years ago. So and it was a big ambition of mine sort of to do the marathon. So when I had this opportunity, I did not hesitate. I said straight away, yes, I'm in. It is a test of your mental strength and a test to your body. Like Kyle said and Yoni said, why create that limitation in your head to say that you can't do it? If you practice, if you work hard enough, obviously Kyle didn't have the time to practice, but if you work hard enough, and if you can sort of practice to it, then absolutely it's something that you can do. So why set that limitation in your head? So for my own self, it was just to kind of say to myself, yes, I can still do it. Yes, I will run the marathon. Yes, I will finish it, and test your body. I didn't want to just go in and walk and sort of just finish it. I wanted to actually push it to the point to see if I could still beat my own time and really sort of push it to the limit as much as possible. So those were the three main reasons for me. But yes, number one, definitely helping a charity, especially a small charity. I think a lot of the times when it's a big charity, you lose, you don't see actually where it's going and how it's helping people. But when it's a small charity like the Kiyan Prince Foundation, then yes, you see the work they do and how it really helps the community. So that was definitely one of the reasons why I wanted to get involved as well.
I took on this challenge for a variety of reasons. One of them was to do, obviously, raising money for KPF and the fantastic charity and work they do for knife crime. I think, Dr. Mark Prince is an incredible person, and it's really amazing to sort of have raised money for charity in Kiyan's legacy. So it's really, really incredible to do that. I think that was a massive give back from that, and it's something I'm really passionate about. On the second reason is I wanted to do a personal goal, and I've never done a marathon or a half marathon before, so I really wanted to sort of challenge myself and push myself and show myself that I could do something, and no matter what I put my mind to it, I can do it and not give up. There was kind of sort of a mental aspect to that, where I've sort of suffered with mental health recently, and I thought this was sort of obviously a physical challenge that not many people do. So I thought that potentially if I did that, then it would show that I would continue even if things are tough, if that makes sense, because marathon is like mentally and physically challenging. So yeah, that was another thing. And also I just thought the third reason was just why not? And I really wanted to join in with the rest of the STGC team, and kind of get a bit competitive. So I kind of wanted to beat a couple of people, which I actually did in time. So I beat Carl and Yoni on time. Even though Yoni finished before me, I beat him on time. So so I was quite happy with that. But yeah, cool. Lots to improve the next time.
Okay, so finally, guys, just one quick cheeky one. I had to throw it in there. Would you guys run the marathon again?
Yes, for me, 100%. I will do it again maybe the week after we did the previous marathon. So give it a week's rest and then I'll do it again. Absolutely. For all the reasons I said already during the interview, and to help a charity for personal ambition, and just a testament to your body of resilience and mental strength. Yes, I'll definitely do it again, and I did enter the ballot to try and go into 2022, and if I don't go in through the ballot, I'll try and go in a different way, but I definitely want to get that buzz again and be involved in the London Marathon, and hopefully supporting either the same charity or a different charity, but definitely with the SportsTech Global Conference in mind as well.
Yeah, it's quite a big question, but as they say, you never say never, you never know. I never know, maybe Carlos will be dragging me along with him, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I think Amelia did quite well as well, and I think she's looking forward to next year as well. So yeah, for now, I'd say kudos to Amelia and Carlos. I'll see you on the finish line.
I think with at least some training, I think I might be up to running it again. Because yeah, I think I'd want to kind of improve on obviously my non-preparation time, and just kind of see, like I said, how long I would take to run a marathon. I've never really been a long distance runner, to be fair, but it's something that I'd want to challenge myself to do. And yeah, I think like we said earlier, like the atmosphere was amazing. Just the occasion itself was brilliant. So yeah, I think I wouldn't take as much convincing, but I might be open to running it again.
Yeah, so I 100% would run it again. I absolutely loved it. I'm actually trying to persuade the team to do it again. So I spoke to Dr. Mark Prince and said, can we do it again? And he's convinced us that we will be able to next year because of BBC have got in contact and everything. But we will see on that. So I hope so. And I'm hoping the same people will do it as well, because it was absolutely fun. And hopefully Ross will do it as well, and a few other people from STGC. That'd be really nice. Yeah, I would do it personally by myself if it wasn't for a team, but I think it's really good in a team, a group of people. So yeah, 100% would do it again, but I'd try and do more preparation.
Thank you so much to all of you for sitting in the hot seat today. You guys have set the precedent, laid down the marker for everyone at STGC to follow in the upcoming days, weeks, months, and probably years. And then a special thank you to Mark Prince and everyone at the Kiyan Prince Foundation. I think I speak for all our runners when I say it's a real privilege to represent and spread awareness of a quite brilliant charity that do very, very important work in the community. So check out the Kiyan Prince Foundation online, and while you're at it, find SportsTech Global Conference on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. Yes, we are everywhere. And I'll see you on the next episode of Café 21.